we will talk about it. This was probably my favorite game of the week, and I just want to formally apologize to the University of South Florida for for not believing in them, but they did go to the swamp and they did beat the Florida Gators, and Billy Napier is got to be fired by the end of the year.
And they didn't even have to run 2 fake punts to do it like you predicted.
Yeah,
Uh,
I said yeah, if they ran two fake punts, I would take them. Um, and I don't know. I guess I'm delusional. I guess I was sound asleep on USF football because they obviously have a team. I mean, you
mhm.
go. I don't care if Florida is a bottom of the barrel. If they're having a bottom of the barrel year, to go to the swamp and win is a statement in itself, especially as a team like South Florida. So the fact that they went there, they played against DJ Lagway in the swamp and came away with a victory is good on their part. That is a massive win for that program, that university, and that team. And to be honest, sets up a really, really good game this next week. Once again, I want to formally apologize to the University of South Florida because I'm not taking them next week either because they play Miami and Carson Beck.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it sets up a ranked matchup and something that you're gonna want to click on the TV. So
Yeah, I completely agree, and, I'll apologize as well. I mean, I laughed it off and said South Florida, there's no way I'd take them and stuff, but and unfortunately, I am gonna have to take Miami next week, I don't think. Now, I don't think that they will win that game. Now, I will say they played a really clean game, and that's what matters, no turnovers again. They had a really good quarterback play. I mean, he had
yeah,
263 yards through the air, a touchdown. They did everything that they needed to do to win this game, and they pulled it out. I was really impressed, and I was kind of really let down by his offensive capabilities. I thought that Lagway was going to play a lot better, I guess, than what he did. They just didn't seem to show up at home, and I mean, this South Florida team now they're on a roll. This is their second ranked opponent they beat in 2 weeks. I think it's crazy that they're kicking the season off the way they did, playing three ranked opponents back to back to back. That's insane to me. But props to them for doing it, man, and they're doing well. So
and
I mean, I love to see them play like this.
yeah, no doubt. And on the flip side, we got to bring it up. It's gonna happen. I would almost lay my bank account on it. Billy Napier is gonna be fired. The question is, what week? Do you think it's week 3? Do you think it's week 4? Do you think it's week 5? Do you think it's week 6? Because let me just go over their schedule for you.
Yeah, it's
You're
brutal.
you're at LSU next week, 7:30. You're at Miami. You're home against Texas. You're at Texas A&M. You're home against Mississippi State. Probably a win there. Then you are home against Georgia. Then you go to Kentucky, who we seem either Ole Miss is really bad or are not living up to the expectation of your typical Ole Miss team, or Kentucky has something that we didn't know about. And then you're home against Tennessee and you're home against Florida State. The rest of their schedule, setting aside Mississippi State and Kentucky, is
Yeah,
just downright brutal. Like
yeah. I mean, this is
brutal, dude.
and the bad part for me is like if he would have dropped any of those other games that you just listed there, with the exception of obviously Mississippi State and Kentucky, that would have been like, okay, you dropped that game, I get it. But to lose to South Florida right now is probably the worst thing that could have happened to him.
Yeah,
I
because
mean that,
you're coming off a 55-0 victory against the
yeah,
Long Island High School Sharks, whatever they are.
yeah,
Um, yeah, and then
yeah. I mean,
you lose to South Florida. Just not a loss that Billy Napier could afford if he wants to stay in Gainesville. To be completely honest, and I'm just being downright completely honest, I don't know what coach could live through this schedule. This schedule is so brutal that the current state that the Florida Gators football program is in, not just Billy Napier, past coaches, Jim McElwain, um, Will Muschamp, you name it, it, they have
Yeah, I
not
mean,
been the same team since Tebow. I
yeah,
mean,
I was
they,
gonna say since realistically, my favorite coach since Urban's been there, since Urban Meyer has been there,
yeah,
they haven't been the same since.
they had that one fluke year in 2020, um, where they went to the SEC championship game, COVID year. I think they played
Yeah,
Alabama, I think, in that game, and they had a good team. But then the expectations rose in 21, and it just smacked down the face. They did start to pick up a little bit last year, but this is not a Florida football fan base with low expectations. This is a Florida fan base that expects big things every single week from this football team and every single year. And not like I said, I don't want to blame Billy Napier completely because I really just don't know who could live through that schedule as a head coach.
correct. Yeah. Yeah, I don't either. I mean, now you're gonna go into this LSU game, and I personally, and I said at the very beginning of this, when we started this, LSU is one of my top teams, and I feel like it's gonna be a do or die moment here. Like you're gonna have to really step up in these next couple weeks if you want to remain the head coach of Florida. I do think, I mean, obviously he's gonna have his job here through this week, um,
Yeah.
and I think it's going to be do or die. He's got to really lay it out here and go for broke the rest of the season because like we talked about, the schedule is brutal. I mean, to say the least. They have some very tough opponents and they got to go on the road for some of it, and they do have a couple of them for the home games, but a majority of this, it looks like they're going to be traveling. And that
Yeah.
makes it even more difficult, especially the way college football is with the home field advantage and everything.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree.